Hello, I'm Mia, and I'm so excited to be your guide on this journey to speaking fluent American English. If you've been studying English for months or even years, but still struggle to understand native speakers or express yourself naturally in conversations, you're in the right place. This isn't going to be another boring grammar lesson or a vocabulary list. Instead, we're going to dive into real American English, the way people actually talk in everyday situations. The gap between textbook English and real conversational English can feel overwhelming. You might ace grammar tests but freeze up when an American asks, "What's up?" or tells you something is a piece of cake. You understand formal English perfectly, but feel lost when people use contractions, slang, or speak quickly with connected sounds. This is completely normal, and today we're going to bridge that gap together. Throughout this comprehensive guide, we'll explore authentic American English conversations, break down exactly how native speakers communicate, and give you practical exercises to develop real fluency. By the end, you'll understand not just what Americans say, but how they say it and why. You'll learn to catch the rhythm, the reductions, the idioms, and the cultural context that makes American English so unique. Understanding real American English versus textbook English. Why textbook English sounds so different? Most English textbooks teach you formal, carefully pronounced, grammatically perfect English. Every word is enunciated clearly. Sentences are complete and proper. While this foundation is important, it's not how Americans speak in real life. In fact, if you spoke exactly like your textbook, Americans would probably think you sound a bit stiff or overly formal. Real American English is fast, casual, and full of reductions. Words blend together, sounds disappear or change, grammar becomes more flexible. Americans say gonna instead of going to, wanna instead of want to, and dunna instead of don't know. They drop sounds, connect words, and use contractions constantly. Consider this textbook sentence. I am going to go to the store because I do not have any milk. Now here's how an American would actually say it. I'm going to go to the store because I don't have any milk. Same meaning, completely different sound. American English has a distinctive rhythm and melody. It's not just about individual words, but about how those words flow together in connected speech. Americans use strong stress on content words, nouns, main verbs, adjectives, adverbs, and weak stress on function words, articles, prepositions, auxiliary verbs, pronouns. Listen to this sentence. I'm going to the store to get some milk. The capitalized words receive stress. While the other words are reduced and connected, this creates the characteristic rhythm of American English that sounds almost like music. Americans also love to reduce vowel sounds to the schwa, the most common sound in English. Words like to, of, for, and can rarely get their full pronunciation in natural speech. To sounds like ta, of sounds like of, and can sounds like kun. Understanding and using these reductions is crucial for sounding natural. Common American English patterns. American English follows predictable patterns that, once you recognize them, make understanding and speaking much easier. One major pattern is using phrasal verbs instead of single word verbs. Americans prefer figure out over solve, look into over investigate, and put off over postpone. Another pattern is the heavy use of contractions. I would have becomes I'd have or even I'd have in fast speech. Should not have becomes shouldn't have or shouldn't have. These aren't sloppy English, they're standard in spoken American English. Americans also frequently use filler words and discourse markers, like I mean, so, well, actually, basically. While you shouldn't overuse these, they're normal in conversational English and help make your speech sound more natural and give you time to think. Daily conversations with Mia. Morning routines. Conversation 1. Waking up and starting the day.
Hey, good morning. How'd you sleep?
Ugh, not great. I kept waking up. I think I drank too much coffee yesterday. Anyway, what's your plan for today?
Well, I'm gonna head to work around 8:30, then I've got a meeting at 11.
Oh, that's early. Have you had breakfast yet?
Not yet. I'm thinking about grabbing something on the way.
Nice. There's this new coffee shop on 5th Street that's supposed to be really good. You should check it out.
Breaking down the conversation. Let's analyze what just happened in this natural exchange. Notice how Mia started with, how'd you sleep, not how did you sleep. This contraction of how did to how'd is extremely common in American English. Similarly, I'm gonna instead of I'm going to, and I've got instead of I have make the conversation flow naturally. Mia used to express frustration. These little interjections are common in American speech. Anyway serves as a transition to change the topic. When she said, that's early, the stress fell on early to emphasize her surprise at the time. The phrase grabbing something means getting something quickly and casually, usually food. On the way is a common phrase meaning during the journey to your destination. Check it out is a phrasal verb meaning to try it or look at it, much more common in American English than try it or examine it. Vocabulary and phrases to practice. How would you sleep? Equals, how did you sleep? Asking about sleep quality. Not great. Not very well. Casual way to express something wasn't good. Kept waking up. Woke up multiple times, using kept plus verbing for repeated actions. Anyway, used to change topics or move the conversation forward. Gonna. Going to. Extremely common reduction. Head to. Go to. More casual and dynamic than just go. Grab something. Get something quickly, usually food. On the way is a common phrase meaning during your journey to your destination. Check it out is a phrasal verb meaning to try it or look at it, much more common in American English than try it or examine it. Your turn. Practice speaking. Now it's your turn to practice. Imagine you're having this conversation with me. Speak out loud and really focus on using contractions and natural reductions. Don't worry about being perfect. Focus on sounding natural. Try saying, I'm going to grab some coffee on the way to work. Have you tried that new place on 5th Street? I heard it's supposed to be really good. Pay attention to connecting your words. Grab some should sound like grab some. On the becomes on the. It's supposed to might sound like it's supposed to. This is real American English. Conversations about food and dining. Conversation 2. Meeting for lunch. Hey, I'm starving. What do you want to eat?
I'm down for anything. What are you in the mood for?
I could go for some Mexican or maybe Thai. I can't decide.
Thai sounds good. There's that place we went to last month that was amazing.
Oh yeah, the one with the incredible pad thai. Let's do that.
Perfect. Should we get it to go or eat there?
Let's eat there. I've got time, and honestly, I just want to sit down and relax.
Sounds like a plan. I'll meet you there in 20.
Works for me. See you soon. Understanding food-related American English. This conversation is packed with casual American expressions about food. I'm starving doesn't literally mean you're dying of hunger. It's a casual exaggeration meaning you're very hungry. Similarly, I'm down for anything means you're willing to do anything or eat anything. What are you in the mood for? Asks about your current preference or desire. It's much more common than what would you like to eat. Notice the contraction whatter for what are. This happens constantly in spoken English. I could go for some Mexican
is a casual way of saying, I would like Mexican food. The phrase, could go for, expresses a desire for something. Americans use this constantly. I could go for a nap. I could go for a beer. I could go for a walk. To go means takeaway or takeout, food you take with you rather than eating at the restaurant. Let's do that means let's do it or let's choose that option. It's a casual way to make a decision. Works for me is an extremely common American phrase meaning that's fine with me or I agree with that plan. You'll hear this phrase constantly in American conversations about scheduling and planning. Common American food expressions. I'm starving, I'm dying means I'm very hungry. Exaggerations. I'm stuffed, I'm full means I've eaten enough or too much. I'm down for blank means I'm willing to do or eat something. What are you in the mood for? What do you want? What do you desire? I could go for blank means I would like casual expression of desire. To go means takeaway or takeout, food you take with you rather than eating at the restaurant. Eat in or dine in means eat at the restaurant. Let's do that means let's choose that. Let's make that decision. It's a casual way to make a decision. Works for me means that's fine with me. I agree with that plan. Sounds like a plan means that sounds good. Let's do it. In 20 means in 20 minutes. Americans often drop minutes. Cultural notes about American dining. Understanding American dining culture helps you navigate conversations and situations better. Americans typically eat dinner or supper in some regions between 6 and 8 p.m., which is earlier than many countries. Lunch is usually between noon and 1 p.m. When eating out, Americans expect to tip between 15 and 20% of the bill. Discussing the tip is normal. How much should we tip? Or let's leave 20%. Not tipping is considered extremely rude in American culture. Americans often split the bill when dining with friends, called going Dutch. It's normal to say, let's split it, or separate checks, please. The server will usually ask together or separate, meaning whether you want one bill or individual bills. Making plans and social invitations. Conversation 3. Weekend plans. So, what are you up to this weekend?
Not much. I was thinking about catching a movie or something. Why? What's up?
Well, a bunch of us are getting together Saturday night for a barbecue at Jake's place. Wanna come?
That sounds fun. What time?
Around 6-ish. It's super casual, just bring whatever you want to drink. Jake's handling the food.
Cool. Should I bring anything else?
Nah, you're good. Just bring yourself. Oh, and maybe a jacket. It might get chilly later.
Perfect. Text me Jake's address.
Will do. See you Saturday. Analyzing social English. This conversation demonstrates typical American social interaction patterns. What are you up to? Is one of the most common questions Americans ask. It means, what are you doing? Or what are your plans? The phrase up to is used constantly in American English. Catching a movie means going to see a movie. Catch is used with many entertainment activities. Catch a show, catch a game, catch a concert. It's more casual and dynamic than simply saying, see a movie. What's up in this context means, why are you asking? Or what's happening? It's different from using what's up as a greeting. Context determines meaning in American English. A bunch of us means several of us or a group of us. It's casual and common. Americans also say a couple of us, two or a few of us, a small number. Getting together means meeting socially. Americans use this phrase constantly for social gatherings. Wanna come is the casual, friendly way to invite someone. It's the reduced form of, do you want to come? Just bring yourself is a friendly way of saying you don't need to bring anything. It makes the invitation feel warm and casual. Social phrases in American English. what are you up to equals what are you doing? What are your plans? Not much equals nothing special, nothing significant. Catching a movie, show, or game equals going to see or watch something. What's up equals what's happening? Why are you asking? Context dependent. A bunch of us equals several of us, a group of us. Getting together equals meeting socially, having a gathering. Wanna come equals do you want to come? Casual invitation. Ish equals approximately, used with times, ages, descriptions. Handling something equals taking care of something, managing something. You're good equals you're all set, you don't need to worry. Just bring yourself equals you don't need to bring anything. Will do equals I will do that. Common affirmative response. Social etiquette in American culture. American social culture values informality and friendliness. Americans tend to be casual, even with people they've just met, often using first names immediately. This isn't disrespectful. It's normal American friendliness. When invited to someone's home, it's polite, but not always necessary to bring something. Asking, can I bring anything? Or should I bring something? Is common and appreciated. The host might say, just bring yourself, meaning nothing required, or might suggest bringing drinks, a side dish, or dessert. Americans value punctuality, but also build in some flexibility. 6-ish acknowledges that exactly 6 p.m. isn't critical. However, for formal events, business meetings, or dinner reservations, being on time is important. When in doubt, aim to arrive within 15 minutes of the stated time for social events. RSVP, responding to invitations, is important in American culture. If someone invites you to something, let them know whether you can come. Saying, let me check my schedule and get back to you is perfectly acceptable if you're not sure. Dealing with problems and complaints. Conversation 4. A problem at work.
Ugh, I'm so frustrated right now.
What happened?
My computer's been acting up all morning. It keeps freezing, and I'm trying to finish this report.
That's the worst. Have you tried restarting it?
Yeah, like 3 times. It'll work for a few minutes, then boom, frozen again.
Man, that sucks. Did you call IT?
I put in a ticket an hour ago, but nobody's gotten back to me yet.
They're usually pretty slow. Maybe just swing by their office. Sometimes that gets faster results.
Good idea. I'll head over there right now. Thanks.
Understanding complaint language. Expressing frustration is part of natural conversation. Americans often start with or man to express annoyance. These interjections make your speech sound natural and convey emotion without being rude. Acting up is a phrasal verb meaning malfunctioning or behaving badly. Americans use this for technology, children, cars, or any system that's not working properly. My car's been acting up. The printer's acting up. My knee's acting up. That's the worst is a common empathetic response. It doesn't literally mean the absolute worst thing possible. It's a sympathetic exaggeration acknowledging someone's frustration. Similarly, that sucks is a casual sympathetic response meaning that's unfortunate or that's annoying. Keeps freezing uses keep plus verb ing to express a repeated annoying action. This pattern is common for complaints. It keeps making that noise. She keeps interrupting me. My phone keeps dying. Then boom, frozen again, shows how Americans use boom to indicate something sudden. You might hear boom, done, meaning suddenly finished, or boom, there it is, meaning suddenly appeared or discovered. Put in a ticket
is workplace jargon for submitting a formal request for help, especially to IT departments. Gotten back to me means responded to me or contacted me. Swing by means to quickly visit somewhere. It's much more casual than visit or go to. Americans swing by offices, swing by someone's house, or swing by the store. Useful phrases for problems. Acting up means malfunctioning, not working properly. That's the worst, is a sympathetic response to frustration. That sucks is a casual, sympathetic response meaning that's unfortunate or that's annoying. Keeps freezing uses keep plus verb ing to express a repeated annoying action. Boom means suddenly, indicating something sudden happened. Put in a ticket means submit a formal request. Gotten back to me means responded to me or contacted me. Swing by means to quickly visit somewhere. How Americans handle complaints. Americans tend to be direct but polite when complaining. In service situations, restaurants, stores, customer service, Americans will clearly state the problem but usually maintain politeness. Excuse me, but there's a problem with my order. Or, I hate to complain, but the room is too cold. However, if problems aren't resolved, Americans become more assertive. This is unacceptable, or I'd like to speak to a manager. Understanding this escalation pattern helps you navigate American service culture. With friends and colleagues, Americans complain more casually using phrases like, "That sucks," or "What a pain," or "That's so annoying." They're generally sympathetic listeners who offer suggestions or commiserate with, "I know, right?" or "That happened to me last week." Shopping and making purchases. Conversation 5. At the store.
Excuse me, do you have this in a medium?
Let me check for you. What color were you looking for?
Then navy blue, if you have it.
1 second. Yes, here you go.
Perfect. Can I try it on?
Of course, the fitting rooms are right over there. Let me know if you need a different size.
I think I'll take it. How much is it?
It's $49.99, but actually everything's 20% off today.
Oh, awesome. I'll definitely get it then.
Great. Will that be cash or a card?
Card, please. Responding to news correctly is important for natural conversation. No way! Expresses surprise and excitement for good news. It literally means I can't believe it, but in a positive, enthusiastic way. Americans also say, "Shut up." Not rude, but just excited surprise. "Get out!" or "Are you serious?" for good news. That's awesome is a strong positive reaction. Americans use many enthusiastic adjectives: amazing, fantastic, incredible, wonderful. The more enthusiasm you show, the more you're sharing in their happiness. You totally deserve it. Validate someone's success by acknowledging their effort or character. Americans value recognizing others' hard work. Similar phrases include, "You earned it," "It's well-deserved," or "Good for you." For bad news, Americans soften their reaction with, "Oh no," followed by, "I'm so sorry to hear that." This isn't an apology, but an expression of sympathy. Americans say, "I'm sorry" for bad news they didn't cause. It means, "I feel sad for you," not "This is my fault." That's really tough. Acknowledges difficulty without minimizing it. Americans avoid saying, "It could be worse," or "at least," when responding to bad news. These minimize the person's feelings. Instead, validate their experience. "That sounds really hard," or "That must be difficult." "Let me know" shows continued interest and care. Americans follow up on bad news with,
how'd it go? Or any updates? Checking in shows you remember and care.